Hey Patriots, it's me, Project Constitution, and we've got some serious debunking to do. So, New Year's Day, right? We've got fireworks, we've got celebrations, and then bam! All of a sudden, a Tesla Cybertruck explodes at Trump Tower in Las Vegas.
Clark County Fire and law enforcement responded to a vehicle fire here at Trump Tower around 8:40 this morning. As you can see, there is still quite a presence. A witness that we spoke with who saw the truck on fire said it was a Cybertruck that exploded with dozens of fireworks, and it went off just as he reached the doors of the hotel. He said the experience was nerve-wracking.
Car blew up. Like I stepped back for a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's just a lot of fireworks. Maybe I'll be able to get out of there. And then there was enough fireworks that the car blew up, and it was just flaming and a couple of people crying. We kind of ran back to the back corridor. I'm like, all right, they'll let us out the back door now.
Copy.
É, o Tesla Cybertruck. Tá porra! Caralho! Nossa senhora, que preju! Caramba! Nossa, e foi agora?
Yeah, we had three explosions. The first one where we saw the fire. The second one was, I guess, the battery or something like that. And the third one was the big explosion that smoked the entire area, and it was the moment that everybody that was near was told to evacuate, to stay further away.
I just heard a boom.
Oh my God. I heard that boom too, but I didn't know it was actually outside. I thought it was a person in the hallway.
It looks like something is continuing to burn.
On fire,
Yeah, and the smoke is getting blacker.
Now, Benny Johnson is out here calling it terrorism, but hold on, let's unpack this like a true American. Benny, my friend, you've got it all wrong. This wasn't some terror plot. It's just a case of an EV battery going into full 4th of July mode. See, when these batteries catch fire, they don't just burn. They explode with the sound of fireworks thanks to something called thermal runaway.
In the video, an electric car is exploding. Even though the person filming is at a relatively safe distance, the sound of explosions can still be heard, resembling crackling fireworks.
EV batteries are just like a big family reunion of cells, all packed together, sharing the same juice, but with a very flammable twist. One bad apple, one manufacturing hiccup, or one safety feature not doing its job, and you've got a chain reaction of each cell that just starts freaking out, releasing energy like it's trying to escape Alcatraz.
Another electric car has gone up in smoke. This is quite an interesting one, actually. This is in Liverpool. This is from the Liverpool Echo. Screams as electric car, and they have put it in inverted commas, explodes on driveway, setting fire to the home. An electric car reportedly exploded on a driveway in a quiet residential street, setting fire to a family home. I was in bed and heard a loud popping noise. It sounded like fireworks going off. I went outside my mum, and there were bright lights with a car up in flames over the road. The owner was in the house when it happened, but got out. She told me this morning the car was only a month old with 1,000 miles on the clock, and the car battery malfunctioned.
This is thermal runaway, folks, when the battery decides it's time for a meltdown. Because these cells are sealed. When they pop, it's like watching firecrackers go off. And guess what? The sounds we've heard in Vegas, classic EV battery fire sounds.
Just like a tank of gasoline or a bullet in a gun, a battery has a lot of energy in it. And if that energy is released in a way that we don't want it to be released, a fire can occur or even an explosion. Nowadays, lithium-ion batteries are used in pretty much everything from children's toys to laptop computers, our cell phones, power tools, and even some vehicles. If there was a simple way to describe why a battery would catch fire and explode, there'd be a simple way to prevent it from happening. There's a lot of pieces and processes that go into making the battery work. If any of those processes go wrong, there's a chance for energy to be released. And the reason that happens really is because the electrolyte inside of the battery is an organic solvent, and that solvent is flammable. So if the battery can't vent, you build up pressure as the electrolyte burns, and then it explodes. Thousands of these things are being made per hour, if not hundreds of thousands. And in that mass production process, if something goes wrong even a little bit, it might be very difficult to catch, but small mistakes lead to big problems down the line. In previous instances of batteries catching fire, the cause has been bad welds. A lot of the pieces of the battery are welded together, and if you don't have a good weld, you develop resistance. The resistance develops heat. Heat leads to fire. Other times it has been because of contaminants during the building process. Contaminants were generated, a little bit of metal scraped inside of a machine, and that contaminant fell into the cell, and that caused a hard short between the anode and cathode, which then generated heat, and so on and so forth.
With an internal combustion vehicle, the fuel is all held in one large tank. When it ignites, it releases that energy quickly and at a temperature of around 800 degrees Celsius. With a lithium-ion battery, the fire temperature can be well over 2000 degrees Celsius. However, in an EV battery pack, the battery cells, which often have a steel jacket, are surrounded by insulative potting material and fire-resistant dividers that are used between groups of cells. All of that, in turn, is surrounded by a fire-resistant housing made of materials like steel. What that means is that when one or several battery cells ignite, it takes time for the fire to spread from cell to cell before engulfing the entire battery pack and the vehicle. The fire protection in an EV is so good that even if you deliberately light the passenger cabin on fire, the battery pack won't necessarily ignite. The battery management system warns the driver if the battery pack is going into thermal runaway, and regulations stipulate that the passengers have at least 5 minutes between that warning, which occurs at the first cell failure, and the entire pack igniting. But 5 minutes is the minimum. EV manufacturers often push far beyond the regulatory requirements and aim to design battery packs that resist fully igniting for 1 hour or more.
Here's a clip from China where they had their own battery fireworks show. Same deal, not terrorism, just lithium batteries throwing a tantrum. All right, now back to Vegas. What we saw was just like the Cybertruck's battery having a very public, very loud breakdown. So while New Orleans might have been a terror attack, and we're all on guard for that, this Vegas incident is just a case of technology failing in a spectacularly loud way. We've got to be careful not to jump to conclusions, especially when social media is ready to go viral with the wrong information. Remember, before you share more misinformation, think about the facts. This wasn't terrorism, it was just a lithium battery explosion. Stay informed, stay skeptical, and let's keep the real issues in focus. That's your boy, Project Constitution, signing off. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more truth bombs. Peace out, and keep the Constitution close. Peace.